Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of the Christian Weekly. I am your host, Patrick Dorrance, and today I want to talk about why we as Christians should not practice astrology, not to be confused with astronomy. Now, first off, I'd like to say sorry for not having a video up on Saturday. I've just started a full-time position for the company I work for in a different store, so I've moved to a full-time schedule. I do, however, since I'm on this new schedule, have every Thursday off except for certain ones where I need to switch days out, which there will be a Wednesday next week, the 26th. There will not be a video up that day. So it will either be the Friday after, excuse me. It will either be the Friday evening after or it will be on the weekend. But I just wanted to say sorry about that and not having that other video up. I know I was going to do a Jehovah's Witness video, but I decided against that because I've already kind of debunked Mormonism. I don't want to go on a whole religion debunking spree, and I want to cover other topics. And two, I decided I'm not going to do a Israel and Palestine conflict video. I just felt like that's too much of a touchy topic right now, and there's a lot of political bias going into it, and so I'm not going to cover that either. And if you want to learn more about it, there's plenty of great sources of information out there. So if you want to look up into that, then you can do that, but it will not be covered here. So I figured I'm going to cover astrology today and why it's dangerous is, I guess, how I'm going to put it. And just quick disclaimer, I do not own any images in this video, as you all know, but I'm still going to do it just because there might be new viewers today. And all the verses today that I read will be from the New International Version. There's only like 2 verses I've got today, but I think it's enough. And as always, if you like the video, don't feel shy. Go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe if you would like to. I greatly appreciate the subscriptions. And yeah, let's get into it. So, what is astrology? And I'm also going to define what a zodiac is. And both of these definitions are from Merriam-Webster.com. Great website to use for that. I use it in like every video, so that's how highly I put it. So first I'm going to start off with astrology. The divination of the supposed influences of the stars and planets on human affairs and terrestrial events by their positions and aspects. So, what this really means here is that the planets and stars, based on how they're positioned, have some kind of supernatural influence on what happens with us and the events that happen here on Earth, which we know, that's not what happens. Planets are, basically rock and magma. Stars are just, a star is a ball of gas. That's what the sun is. So, no supernatural effect from those. They're just objects. So to me, it's like idolatry, but I'll get into that later. And then a zodiac, which is also the same as a zodiac sign. An imaginary band in the heavens centered on the ecliptic that encompasses the apparent paths of all the planets and is divided into 12 constellations or signs, each taken for astrological purposes to extend 30 degrees of latitude. So 12 signs that, constellations, so 12 signs like, Sagittarius, Taurus, Capricorn, just to name a few. 12 to cover 12 months basically, and part of this is that the sign, so like I was born on January 14th, and so from like December 22nd, if you do follow the astrology, if you were born December 22nd to January 19th, then you're a Capricorn, so I fall into that category if I was going to go off of astrology. And so basically, if I did follow it, I would say, oh, well, I'm like this and I do this and this happens to me because I'm a Capricorn, which is completely just wrong, obviously, because star formations don't affect us. Like, sure, constellations are cool. Don't get me wrong. Who doesn't like looking up in the sky one night and, seeing the Big Dipper or something like that? I mean, that's cool. Don't get me wrong. God is the greatest artist, and he did that for a reason. It's like, hey, let's give these guys some cool star pictures. That's cool stuff. But to go and basically, say, oh, this is the cause of this, and basically put a planet and a star on a God tier status is wrong. That's a sin. And so basically the whole belief of it is that the stars decide your future and your fate and basically dictate what will happen. Like, oh, well, this star formation did this, so this is what's going to happen. That's not how it works. Not how it works. So why is it popular? Now, this was mainly popular in the 70s and then went out of circulation, wasn't as popular, and now it's just starting to come back up. I don't really know why. It's a new set of the New Age beliefs, which is, for deeper spiritual connection, stuff like that. And what I found in an article that I read, a really good article, and I'm not being sexist, it was used mostly by millennials. They mostly use and practice astrology, but it was done mostly by millennial women. I don't really know why, but that's the data this guy collected. And the article will be linked in one of the last slides, so if you want to check it out. But I'm not really sure why. I guess for a deeper spiritual purpose. It's really an odd thing, but it's part of occult beliefs and stuff like that. I'll get into that. I believe it's the next slide. But a lot of people use it to judge relationship compatibility. And so let's say you're born as a if you follow astrology, say you're Scorpio, and like, oh well, will I be romantically compatible with, say, a Pisces or a Gemini or something like that? It's basically, part of it is, oh, will these two signs work? Which, that's not how like I said, it's not how it works. Okay, it doesn't matter what period of time you were born during. It doesn't matter what month. Okay, what matters is beliefs, hobbies, opinions, stuff like that. So me being a conservative Christian, I would be a lot more compatible with another conservative Christian. Or if I wanted to, or let's say I went down the path of, I'm going to stay and be a strong, devout Catholic, well then I would obviously go and find a woman who is a strong, devout Catholic, and we'd be compatible because we have that shared belief. It's just like you have one similar belief, chances are if you're strongly rooted in that and the other person is, you're probably going to have a lot more in common than you think. Now, I know there are a lot of couples out there who, have two totally differing sides. You could take a conservative evangelical Christian and take an atheist liberal, put them together, and they somehow make it work. I'm willing to bet there are people out there that make it work. I don't know how, but yeah, relationship compatibility, foretelling destinies, that's where the whole sorcery and like the mediums and tarot cards and stuff comes into play. That's a lot of, dangerous stuff going on there, and I'm not going to get too into it. But it does say in the book of Acts, and I forget which chapter, I should have written it down, but it does talk about New Testament in Acts, how many people who practiced astrology basically and practiced being a medium and sorcery and all that other stuff took their sorcery scrolls, their books, all that other stuff, burned them all, converted to Christianity. Well, it does talk about that and how there were a lot of people who realized, this is bad, we can't be doing this, and went away from it. And a lot of people will put their traits upon what their sign is. So someone could go and say like, oh, well, I'm a Libra, so I'm like this because I'm a Libra, and this, and like, no, your traits aren't based off of a star formation. That's not how it works. Now, in a lot of ways, I believe the saying, God made me this way is accurate. But if you take the cases of, say a homosexual says, oh, well, God made me this way, well, then that's not accurate because God said homosexuality is a sin, created man and woman, to be together, not man with man or woman with woman, that wouldn't be God working there. So you have to discern whether or not, what you're saying is accurate or not. Okay? You're not you because, of a star formation. You're you because, God made you, and then based on like upbringings, personal experiences, things like that, that decides, who you are as a person. It's a long, complicated thing. I'm not going to get too much into it, but that's just, it's something to pray about, to think about. And so here's why you shouldn't practice astrology. Well, one, because God said don't. That's that's a pretty good reason. I mean, that's the best reason. If anybody should be worshipped, it should be the creator of the universe himself. Okay, we shouldn't worship what he made. Okay, God is the creator, so I'm not gonna go out and bow down to the tree in my backyard and pray to it. No, I'm gonna pray to the one who made the tree, God. He put that tree there. He made the tree. So there's that for starters. It's condemned multiple times in the Bible, and like I said, the way I see it, if you are practicing astrology, if you're practicing it, you are basically worshiping the moon, stars, sun, planets, and that to me is a form of idolatry. God made those. And I've got the two verses here, both in the book of Deuteronomy. I'm going to read chapter 4, verse 19 first. Once I get that pulled up. And so it reads, "And when you look up to the sky and see the sun, the moon, and the stars, all the heavenly array, do not be enticed into bowing down to them and worshiping things the Lord your God has apportioned to all the nations under heaven." So what that means is don't be going around and worshiping the things God created. Don't be doing that. That's pretty self-explanatory there. So the next verse I have is chapter 17, verse 3. And it reads, "And contrary to my command has worshipped other gods, bowing down to them or to the sun or the moon or the stars in the sky." And this is talking about how if someone in your town that you brought in, or people in your town, if they're practicing things like that, or sorcery, all the other stuff, to take them out to the city gate and stone them, which obviously we as Christians do not believe in taking people outside the city gates, because one, I don't think any cities in America have gates around them anymore. Okay, so you're not going to take someone outside your neighborhood or outside town and stone them to death. We don't do that anymore. But it's saying don't go and worship the sun. Don't go and worship the stars. Don't worship what God has created. And like I said earlier, this whole astrology thing, it is part of the occult. There is a city in Michigan where I live. It's I don't live in this city. It's Traverse City, Michigan, and I go there every great once in a while. I'm not a huge city person. Like, I think it's a a nice escape from my typical small town in northern Michigan scene. Like, I like going there every once in a while just to see what's around. And they have a shop in there called Sleeping Tiger Imports, and there's a couple Christian things in there, but a lot of it is Egyptian stuff. You have the those typical marijuana smoker hoodies, the stereotypical. You know which ones I'm talking about, the weird colored ones, the Rasta style, I guess. I don't know what it is. They have those. They have lots of incense and herbs and stuff. Tarot cards, astrological books. I'm pretty sure there were a couple spell books in there, Wicca symbols. That's all pretty much occult and New Age kind of stuff. And my Bible study group actually did talk about Wicca a while back, and it's just, the way I see it, I don't think even Wiccans know what they believe, because it's so all over the place, really. But it's part of the occult, because a lot of those more pagan kind of religions, do actually use in there. It's not just horoscopes like what you saw on one of those other slides. There's even Chinese horoscopes. There's a lot of stuff, but it's all pagan stuff. So that's another reason why you should not be doing it. But then we also have it turns you away from faith in Jesus. So you're placing your faith in a star alignment that doesn't do anything, rather than putting your faith in the one who sacrificed himself to save you from hell, fire, and brimstone, and eternal pain and suffering. You know, which one's gonna do more for you? The man who loves you, regardless of sins you've committed, the Son of God, is he gonna save you? Or are you gonna put your faith in a star alignment that isn't gonna do anything except make a cool line or something like that? Okay, I'm gonna put my faith in Jesus, and yep, we have my favorite picture of Jesus again. I don't know why. It's just like, I don't know why I like this one. Obviously, I like every picture of Jesus, but this one, he's just got that friendly, like, come with me kind of vibe going there. And I don't know, it's just so warm and happy, and it's just, I don't know, I really like this picture. And so my final thoughts on this is that Christians need to keep away from astrology, the occult, and any New Age belief that draws them away from God. Obviously, we need to steer clear of anything that brings us away from God, but I think this New Age stuff is really starting to become a very, very, very large problem. And then we need to keep focus on Jesus as the only way, and keep in mind that planets and stars will not save us, and that only God can do that. And it's like John 14:6. Jesus says, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." Okay? And I know a lot of people will come up to me and say, well, Christianity might be true for you, but not true for everyone. Well, hate to break it to you, Christianity has more evidence supporting it than any other religion in the world. And really, and I know this is probably going to get a lot of backlash, this comment, because I know a lot of my friends who are Protestant watch this, and don't get me wrong, I appreciate all their views. There's this one guy who leaves some great comments, and I enjoy his commenting. He's definitely involved. He's one of the guys from my Bible study, so I appreciate that. But I know there's a lot of people from my group who watch it, and there's a lot of other people who watch them. Protestant, Catholic, who knows. But if you're looking at Christianity and you're looking at church history, technically church history in general is Catholic history. Because you didn't have really another church other than the Catholic Church until the Great Schism, until you had Eastern and Western Church. But that's another thing. I mean, it dates back, is what I'm saying. So, but anyway, yeah, we need to keep the focus on God, not on a star formation. Because, like I said, star formation isn't going to save you from hell. Only Jesus is going to do that. So my sources here, like I said, Merriam-Webster, Doug Britton books. I have Penn Macmillan, and then Google, obviously. I'm trying to remember which one it was for that article. I think it was this one here. But if you guys want to go through them, go for it. Because, yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, ideas, anything, here's a couple options. Also, follow for updates and news. Instagram, you can follow me at the Christian Weekly, or on my personal, _43, and you can send me a direct message there. You can make a comment in the comment section of this video, or you can email me, thechristianweekly2020@gmail.com. So thanks again for watching, guys. Like I said, next week video will not be on Wednesday. It will either be Friday evening or Saturday. I'm going to try and avoid doing it Sunday because that's the start to a whole other week. So I'm going to try and do it Friday. And it might be a little bit later because it takes me basically 45 minutes to get to work. I'm working in a different town, and it takes me a while, so. But I'll be getting off at 4 o'clock that day, so I'm going to say expect a video Friday by 7:30, 8 o'clock for it to be posted. I'm not going to say what the topic is because I don't have it in my mind yet, but it'll be there. It'll be there. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, if you have questions, comments, anything, comment section or get hold of me on any of this. I'm going to try and get this Instagram account here going up again because I've been slacking on that really hard. But anyway, thank you guys again for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Remember, read your Bible, go to church because God is watching, and stay away from bad habits. And I need to hurry up because my computer's going to die. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great night and God bless.